always been like super sensitive and always didn't want to really like portray that part of me. But in music and writing, you can be as like fantastic as you want. You know what I mean? You can like talk about everything as openly as you want. So that's just literally how I've always written. I've just used it as a way to like process things and stuff and like cope with stuff. I've always gone back to that as a way to like talk to myself and like talk things out. So I mean, as soon as I'm not getting anything from it anymore, then I wouldn't really need to do it anymore. But I don't see that happening ever, so.
I don't know what life is like without just the drive to just keep playing music and like making music and being a part of it and surrounding myself with music completely. Like, I don't know what life is like without doing that. So I don't want to do anything that's gonna take away from that. Things that I can't even like articulate come through when I'm playing drums. It's like parts of me that like I don't have words for and probably never will, but I feel so, like super connected to something when I'm playing. So
it's therapeutic.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah. Almost no matter what I'm playing, there's something about it that feels like I'm not just like getting better at like small things like doing drums. Like I feel like I'm refining myself almost in just like ways that I can't even articulate or understand. But it always just feels like something is happening in those moments, like still to this day, like every day when I play. And I'm just gonna lean into it like completely. Like that's what I want.
Honey, I set fire to the foot of my bed. When I came around, I put it out and then I laid back down. It's still colder than hell in my head. Just a little bit ironic. I waited for the ending, then I got it. I'm not myself as far as I can tell. Don't even know who to ask by now. Well, I'm a little unsure if I'm sure about much anymore. A little unsure if I'm hurting as much anymore. It's just worse than before. It's all so new to me, keeps moving me some other force, making me so unsure. But you're gonna get your shit together, kid. Didn't you tell your mother and everything? Got 4 strikes and an IOU, and a mood that takes up all the room. I give and I take, but I can't regulate the two. If it's just some riddle, then I don't want it. Stuck in the middle of a home, I think it's haunted. Is there something staring back in every surface that I pass? Don't even know who it is anymore. Well, I'm a little unsure if I'm sure about much anymore. A little unsure if I'm hurting as much anymore. It's just worse than before. It's all so new to me, keeps moving me some other force, making me so unsure. Oh, the broken glass that I can't take back, that I tiptoe through all around my room in pendants like a lash. Well, I'm a little unsure if I'm sure about much anymore. A little unsure
until like 2018-ish, I wasn't even out at all. I mean, like my friends knew and stuff, but it's kind of been like I was saying earlier, like the whole point for music for me was being able to, because I was a queer individual in a like conservative, like, and especially in the time that we grew up in, I mean, it was better than it has been in history, but we still weren't totally progressed yet. But that was my way to let all that out, all that like tough guy, like, and I mean, I've never been a super tough guy, but I've always been incredibly emotional, incredibly sensitive. I feel things like way too much, you know? So in writing, I was able to be honest with myself and really try not to, like, if something felt uncomfortable to say or to, like, say out loud to myself, then I knew that it was right. Then I knew that I needed to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that has really, like, I think especially, like, through our discography even, like, you can really start to feel me become more, like, comfortable with myself. And that is totally, I mean, obviously my friends as well is a huge, the support system that you have, but, like, being able to have that space where it's just me and this version of me that exists that I can almost have a conversation with, you know what I mean? You get to figure yourself out a little bit more that way. What do we want to, what do we want to do?
No harm in a little bit of conversation. At least that's what I tell myself. Till it's 2:12, you turn up in my place, set lights out, end up the driveway. No harm in a little bit of conversation. I talk you to me out, got a need but don't want it. I get what I want. I talk you to me out, got a need but don't want it. Don't want it. Don't come over, don't get too close to me. Come close your eye, I get a little bit dirty. Come over, don't be too good to me. Well, I'm not proud of it, please, but I wanted to sing. Warm blood, baby, fuck a little separation. Why should I deny myself? God, I'm unwell, must be a weak man. Hurts like hell, just what I needed. Warm blood, I'm a sucker for the stimulation. I talk you to me out, God, I need but don't want it. I get what I want. I talk you to me out, God, I need but don't want it. Don't come over, don't get too close to me. Come close your eye, I get a little bit dirty. Don't come over, don't be too good to me. Well, I'm not proud of it, please, but I wanted to sing. But I wanted to sing. Caught up all in your mean streak. Touch me like you don't need me. You don't need to be sweet. I want it. Caught up all in your mean streak. Touch me like you don't need me. You don't need to be sweet. Oh, I want it. Don't over, don't get too close. Don't get too close. too good to me. I'm not proud of it, please, but I want it to sting. I want it, I want it, I want it, but I want it to sting. I want it, I want it, I want it, but I want it to sing.
What matters to me most, not necessarily beyond music, but just like in the grand scheme of everything, I just care about people and like the friends that I have, the way that I treat people, you know, like I want to be somebody in everybody's life who is uplifting, like at every possible moment. And sometimes I'm not, and there's a lot of things that like I've been trying to focus on, and like just being healthy and everything, like healthy habits, healthy thoughts, all that stuff. But like basically just like having people in my life, helping people in whatever way I can, like that's always been like my driving force for pretty much anything. I like grew up heavily in church, and a lot of the unraveling of my like the theology that I had in place came from knowing people that were gay. Like that's where it all started.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was just like, yo, what have I been taught? Like this just, it didn't make any sense. Like it didn't sit well with me at all.
Mm-hmm.
To know that I love and care about these people that are in my life like that, and then still like be at a church, like listening to them talk about how that's just like completely
Wrong.
just unacceptable and all these things. I was just like, yo,
That was one of the
What
first
does
things
it
that
even
we
mean? Yeah.
bonded over, is because we both grew up like very involved in church, and
yeah,
we both bonded over like the experience of not holding the same beliefs in a like core way as those around you, and like things that you're like, wait, this seems okay to me, and then in specific religions it's like, well, that's, you're going to hell for that. So trying to grapple with being taught that your whole life
yeah,
is something that like immediately the day that we met, that's like was the first conversation that we had, basically was talking about growing up in church and church kids and the church music and
Yeah.
all the
I think that was the first thing
anchor
you and I
room
bonded
bands.
over.
I think it
Absolutely.
was, yeah.
I mean, it's a common thing,
Yeah.
and especially like regionally, but
Yeah. Yeah. Like, yeah, I mean, that was just, what started to my understanding of like the way that people are and how everyone has like value just inherently, and everyone's experiences are valuable inherently. I feel like a lot of times people will still like, a lot of acceptance and understanding is like so shallow because there's still like this veil of like absolute ignorance that they're looking through. And even if they're saying that they're open and accepting and loving of all people and everything, they're not. Like a lot of people just aren't. And I guess that is like, I see that as like so almost more harmful than just being straight up about it, because it can be more hurtful if you're like close with somebody and you expect to like be treated with a certain level of dignity and stuff and respect.
Absolutely.
And then when at the core of everything, like that's not even there, that's just like,
yeah, that'll make your head spin.
and that happens a lot in where we're at, like geographically, I would say. Like everyone is influenced by the church and whatever else, like grandmas and everything, and it's just been passed down family to generation to generation. So yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's great. Like I'm hitting you with things that like normally doesn't happen. In, like,
No, you're good.
anything.
You're good.
So, like,
I hadn't really thought about these angles.
I'm glad that you're willing to at least like sit there and process it, both of you, and instead of just giving like, because it'd be easy to give just like a whatever answer. And
For sure.
I appreciate that you guys are
Yeah.
not doing that.
I've been pissing off all the neighbors. I've been doing bad things lately. Mama raised me right, but she ain't here tonight. Baby, there ain't nothing that can save me. I've been swapping morals in for favors. I've been making real bad choices. Mama raised me right, but she ain't here tonight. And when it comes down to it, I'm a good kid, just trying to be fucked up. Never had an issue, so I'm always trying to cause one. Good kid, but I'm living like a lost cause. Daddy's got the money, so I never need to ask much. I'm the good kid, just a good kid. Good kid, just trying to be fucked up. Never had an issue, so I'm always trying to cause one. Baby, you could fuck up my whole life, but you know that's just what I like. You wrap my hands around your throat and say, tell me that you love me like it matters either way. Well, if you're up for it, if you just submit, yeah, the fuse is lit. We could burn the city down and mess around among the ashes. Good kid, just trying to be fucked up. Never had an issue, so I'm always trying to cause one. Good kid, but I'm living like a lost cause. Daddy's got the money, so I never need to ask much. Just a good kid. Good kid, just trying to be fucked up. Never had an issue, so I'm always trying. Now that I think about it, you'd be fine without it. But tell me, baby, where's the fun in that? The fun in that? Now that I think about it, you'd be fine without it. But tell me, baby, where's the fun in that? The fun in that? Now that I think about it, you'd be fine without it. But tell me, baby, what's the fun in that? Fun in that? Hey, 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 when did I think about it, you'd be fine without it. Tell me, baby, what's the fun in that? The fun in that?
Beyond the music, something that seems to be important to you guys is community.
For sure.
Absolutely.
And talking about chosen family, like you really find that common in trauma experiences. Is that
Absolutely.
you know that's super common,
Mm-hmm.
and that usually comes like you had to pay a price to get there in the first place.
Absolutely.
It usually comes from a lack of understanding.
Mm-hmm.
And from your experience, what are some things that you just wish people understood?
Well, mine would be related to trans rights. I mean, we've made a lot of progress in that, but we also have so far to go. And I think as like a member of the queer community, topics like that are really important to me, because for so long I was able to just kind of like skirt under knowing or like really caring about any of that. But as somebody who's become more aware of themselves and aware of like stepping into queerness in all its shapes and forms. There really are so many rights and accesses to things that we should have that we don't. And I think, like, the most important thing that I would want to be taken away from is just that it does not matter what you prescribe to, what you identify as. I mean, it's important for you, but everybody at the end of the day is a human. Like, and nobody is less than and deserves to be treated less than. Like, it just, that amount of unfairness, and that is something that really, especially as somebody who's so expressive, that is something that I just would want people to take away from it, is just seeing me as a human, and seeing queer people at large as, like, we're all doing the same thing. We are all just trying to live life, and having other shit added on top of that doesn't make it any easier, but we're all still trying to just live our lives and live and let live. So I think it would just be humanizing that, which, I mean, luckily we're a part of, well, our community that we have is totally accepting, totally.
Yeah.
Now if we can just get the legislative community to get behind it.
Yeah.
Or like
Good luck.
healthcare, you know.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, because it just seems to boil down to like this huge like dissociative disconnect from reality.
Absolutely.
Because like the moment that you like break your silos and start hanging out with the people that you think are like some kind of other human, you find out that that's like just not true.
Absolutely.
Right.
Such a tall bravado. I'll watch you wear you out, open up wide. Breaking liquor bottles. Give me something, ain't no fun when you don't try. Where's that stone cold? Don't you care about swinging with your eyes closed? Oh, well, fuck it, baby, what do I know, right? What do I know, right? Oh, no, hot-headed, but you just blow smoke. Talk, but I see no show. What's the matter? Yeah, I thought you were a big boy. Talk shit, getting rowdy, call it quits, then you split, boy. What's the matter? Yeah, I thought you were a big boy. Say you keep it real cool, but you can't back shit, boy. Be a big boy. Such a god complex to be letting me down, spinning round, burn the wheels out, squaring off your chest like I don't know that you cower out. No time to entertain you now. I'm stone cold, coming out swinging with the low roads. Oh, well, fuck it, baby, what do I know, right? What do I know, right? Oh, no, any up now, we'll go home. Sugar got sour, waiting around you. What's the matter? Yeah, I thought you were a big boy. Talk shit, getting rowdy, call it quits, then you split, boy. What's the matter? Yeah, I thought you were a big boy. Say you keep it real cool, but you can't back shit, boy. Be a big boy. Yeah. Be a big boy. Yeah. Big boy shit. On that big boy shit. You got no spine, sport that shiner on a weeknight. Never hit back in your whole life. Poor woe, dry it up, tough guy. Dry it up. I'ma give you something to cry about. I'll smoke if you wanna come and try it out. Dukes up, big boy, we can fight it out. I can take it, come on, baby, we can fight it out. Thought you were a big boy. Call it quits, then you split, boy.
shit's expensive. So you just have to, like we were talking about earlier with DIY, you either have to do it yourself or it's not getting done unless you have a ton of money and money to just blow. So you have to, like we were talking about, you have to wear different hats. And that was especially because I was so focused on taking whatever I had written and making the music fit the mood exactly. So I was so focused on sound design and like an environment that a song fits into. So like producing was a no-brainer for me. And that's one of my favorite parts of writing now, is because of how in control you can be of how the message that you're trying to share is being framed. I just love production. But yeah, I mean, you have to do what you can do, because unfortunately, in order to make music, especially like back then, that sounded good, you'd had to spend a ton of money. Now we have so many resources available. But
that's insane.
yeah,
But it's almost gotten even like deeper with the wearing different hats thing, where it's like you can't really be a single faceted artist anymore.
No,
Just
no.
still play.
Yeah, it used to be like that's a plus if you are. Now it's like you basically have to, like, if you want to get signed, you have to come packaged. Like, you have to basically, hey, we'll give you money, you do everything, and then we don't have to pay these people, we don't have to pay these people. But I mean, I kind of like that because I'm so picky and I have such a specific idea of what I want for everything that I like to be in control of that. And especially because I am so tied to the music, like emotionally. If it gets handled wrong, then I lose some of that connection to it.
I'm having the hardest time pretending I'm not having the hardest time of my life. Well, Mama didn't love me like I thought she might, and it turns out my father isn't always right. Still, I love them all the same. It just sometimes feels like pain, and I don't sleep these days. Begged and borrowed my whole life to get right. When I get what I want and it still don't feel like I thought. Pulling thorns from my side to side. I begged and borrowed my whole life just trying to get right. I sever the ties that bind, feeling my way through the dark with my hands on my eyes. Suffering by design, it's all so lonely on the bottom line. Well, I can't see past the mirror, it's clear to me. I trip up on a feeling, they trip on me. I'm terrified that it might be true. I got a head like a